You know how a phone at 1% just shuts off mid-sentence. No warning, no slow fade, straight to black. That's exactly what it feels like when your mitochondria run out of juice. Except your body doesn't power down completely, it drags you through the whole day feeling like you're stuck at 1% battery. If you've been waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep, if your afternoons hit a wall around 2 or 3 p.m., if coffee barely touches it anymore, that's not laziness, and it's not just getting older, that's your mitochondria telling you they need better fuel. And today, I'm going to break down exactly what to eat, what to avoid, and what small daily habits actually recharge them. Because most people are trying to fix low energy in exactly the wrong way, and that's costing them years of feeling sharp and strong. Tip 1. Feed them through a fasting window, not through non-stop snacking. Now you're probably thinking, wait, you're telling me eating less gives me more energy? I know, sounds backwards. But here's the thing, every time you eat, your mitochondria have to stop and process incoming fuel. If you're snacking all day, they never get a break to clean house. There's a process your cells run called mitophagy. Think of it like a sock drawer. Old, worn-out socks with holes in them are just taking up space. Before you can put new socks in, you've got to clear the old ones out. Mitophagy is your body clearing out the damaged, worn-down mitochondria so fresh ones can take over. You don't need anything extreme. A simple 12 to 14-hour overnight fast, basically finishing dinner earlier and pushing breakfast back a bit, gives your mitochondria that clean-out window while you sleep. During that fasted stretch, your body switches from burning glucose to burning fat for fuel, and that switch alone gives your mitochondria a break from constantly processing sugar. Think of glucose burning like running a factory on a rush order. Non-stop, no downtime, machines overheating. Fat burning is slower, cleaner, and it lets the machinery cool down and repair itself. One caution here, don't chase the extreme version. Some people hear about fasting and think, if 14 hours is good, 20 hours must be amazing. It's not. Pushing into 18 to 20-hour fasts regularly doesn't multiply the benefit, it just adds stress on top of stress. A steady 12 to 14-hour window, done consistently, beats an aggressive fast you can't sustain. Tip 2. Healthy fats, not just low-fat everything. Here's a myth I need to bust. Fat is not the enemy of energy. The wrong fats are. Your mitochondria actually run better on quality fuel. And that means extra virgin olive oil, walnuts, avocado, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Think of your mitochondria like a car engine. You can run it on cheap, dirty fuel and it'll sputter and clog up, or you can run it on clean fuel and it'll purr. Omega-3s specifically act like a shield, lowering inflammation so your mitochondria aren't constantly under attack from oxidative stress. And it's not just salmon. If you want variety, halibut, sea bass, and mackerel all carry the same benefit. Mild white fish work just as well as the oily ones people usually picture. Walnuts are worth calling out separately too, because they're one of the only plant-based sources that give you a meaningful dose of omega-3s. So if fish isn't your thing, a small handful of walnuts a few times a week covers real ground. What you want to actively avoid here are heavily processed seed oils and fried packaged snack foods. Those fats don't just sit there neutrally, they actively generate the kind of inflammation that wears mitochondria down faster than normal aging would. Tip 3. Dark chocolate. Yes, really. I know this sounds like a cheat code, but stay with me. Dark chocolate, 85% cacao, not the sugary stuff, has been shown to help release stem cells into your bloodstream. Picture a repair crew getting dispatched to patch potholes all over a highway. That's what these stem cells do inside your blood vessels, and better blood vessels mean better oxygen and nutrient delivery to every cell in your body, including your mitochondria. There's a second benefit hiding here too. Dark chocolate can lower a hormone called ghrelin, which is your body's main hunger signal. Even just the smell of it has been shown to blunt hunger somewhat, which means less mindless snacking later, and remember, less unnecessary eating means your mitochondria get more of that recovery window we talked about in tip 1. A small square, savored slowly, not a whole bar inhaled in front of the TV. That's the move. 2 small pieces a day is plenty. This isn't a go wild pass, it's a precision tool. Tip 4. Green tea to wake up your brown fat. Your body actually has a special kind of fat that's not the stuff we're trying to lose. It's called brown fat, and it's like a furnace tucked around your neck, upper back, and chest. When you drink green tea, its natural compounds flip a switch called thermogenesis, basically like turning the knob on a gas stove until it clicks and the flame catches. Once that furnace is lit, it starts pulling energy from your stubborn white fat stores to burn as fuel. More active brown fat means more mitochondria firing, which means more real, usable energy, not the jittery kind you get from a second espresso. Cold exposure does something very similar, which is part of why cold plunges have become such a trend. They're triggering the same brown fat furnace green tea does. You don't need an ice bath, though. A cup or two of green tea a day, especially in the morning, gets you most of the way there without the shock to your system. Tip 5. Eat the rainbow for antioxidant protection. Picture tiny troublemakers running through your body with garden shears, snipping at everything in their path. That's oxidative stress, and it's one of the biggest things that wears mitochondria down over time. Colorful produce, red peppers, berries, leafy greens, tomatoes are loaded with natural plant compounds that act like a shield against that damage. The simple rule: the more color on your plate, the more protection your mitochondria are getting. This doesn't need to be complicated or expensive. Frozen berries work just as well as fresh. A handful of spinach thrown into eggs, a red pepper sliced into a salad, a tomato added to whatever you're already cooking. Small additions, repeated daily, add up to serious protection over months and years. Tip 6. Get up and move every couple of hours. Even the best diet can't fully offset hours of sitting still. Movement, even 5 minutes of walking or stretching every couple of hours, pumps oxygen and nutrients straight to your mitochondria and keeps your metabolism from stalling out. You don't need a gym session. You need to break up the stillness. Set a timer if you have to. Every 2 to 3 hours, stand up, walk to the kitchen and back. Do a few stretches. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but sitting for long, unbroken stretches slows your metabolism and makes you feel sluggish, and that sluggishness makes you reach for a quick sugar fix, which then undoes some of the work from tip 1 and tip 5. It's all connected. Tip 7. Protect your sleep window. Your mitochondria don't just make energy, they repair themselves overnight. Deep sleep is when your body runs most of its cellular maintenance, including clearing out damaged mitochondria and building fresh ones. Cut your sleep short consistently, and you're not just tired, you're actively interrupting that repair cycle before it finishes. Aim for a consistent sleep and wake time, even on weekends. Keep the room cool and dark, and try to get your last meal in a couple of hours before bed so your body isn't splitting its resources between digestion and repair. This pairs directly with tip 1. Your overnight fasting window and your sleep window are doing complementary work at the same time. Tip 8. Cut back on ultra-processed sugar. This is the one people resist hearing the most, so I'll keep it simple. Sugary drinks, packaged snacks, and heavily processed carbs spike your blood sugar fast, and that spike forces your mitochondria into overdrive, trying to process the flood of glucose. Do that over and over, day after day, and you're essentially redlining the engine constantly. You don't have to cut sugar out completely. That's not realistic for most people, and it's not necessary. The goal is just reducing the constant spikes. Swap the afternoon soda for water or unsweetened tea. Swap the packaged granola bar for a handful of nuts or fruit. Small swaps, repeated daily, take a huge amount of pressure off your mitochondria over time. One thing worth mentioning here: reading labels matters more than reading calorie counts. Two products with the same calorie number can hit your mitochondria completely differently depending on how much of that number comes from added sugar versus fiber, protein, or healthy fat. A handful of almonds and a handful of candy might land close on calories, but they are not doing the same job inside your cells. Tip 9. Manage stress, because cortisol drains mitochondria too. This one surprises people. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol elevated, and elevated cortisol over long stretches puts your mitochondria under constant low-grade pressure, similar to how oxidative stress works, just from a different direction. Your body starts treating everyday life like an emergency, and emergencies burn fuel fast without giving anything back. You don't need a complicated meditation practice to fix this, although that helps too if you enjoy it. Even simple things move the needle. A short walk outside, 5 minutes of slow breathing, stepping away from your phone for a bit before bed. Time in nature specifically has been shown to lower cortisol, which circles back and lowers those cravings we talked about earlier, which protects the fasting window from tip 1, which protects your sleep from tip 7. Every one of these tips is quietly reinforcing the others. So if you've been feeling drained no matter how much you sleep, it's probably not about doing more. It's about giving your mitochondria the right fuel, the right breaks, and the right repair windows to actually recharge. Notice how none of these 9 tips work in isolation. The fasting window protects your sleep. Sleep supports the repair that fasting starts. Cutting sugar spikes makes the fasting window easier to hold. Managing stress protects all of it from being undone. That's the real secret here. It's not one miracle food. It's the whole system working together. You don't need to do all 9 of these perfectly starting tomorrow. Pick 2 or 3, build them into your week, and pay attention to how your 3 p.m. slump actually feels a couple weeks from now. Small, consistent changes to how you fuel, rest, and move are what actually add up. Not another cup of coffee, not another energy drink, just giving your mitochondria what they've been asking for the whole time. If this helped, you're going to want to watch this next one too.